You feel it, don't you? That quiet distance between you and everyone else. You smile, you nod, you play along. But inside, you're dissecting every word, every glance, every lie. You've been told you're too sensitive, too intense, too quiet, too much. But what they really mean is, you see through them. And it makes them uncomfortable. You read people like open files. You detect motives before they're spoken. And yet, you still feel alone. Why? Because you're operating on a different psychological frequency. Even Sigmund Freud warned, the unconscious mind governs behavior more than logic admits. You see that unconscious layer. Others don't. That makes you powerful. And isolated. Your problem isn't weakness. Your problem is miscalibration. You're using advanced perception with no strategic framework. That's not sensitivity. That's untrained power. Sign number 1, you read people like a predator reads prey. You don't listen to words. You scan for weakness. Micro-expressions, tone shifts, eye flickers. You catch signals others miss completely. This is called pattern recognition under emotional data load. And you do it instinctively. Freud believed suppressed desires leak through behavior. You see those leaks instantly. But here's the danger, you absorb too much. You don't just observe emotions, you carry them. That's not empathy. That's emotional invasion. Stop absorbing. Start analyzing. Create distance. Label what you see: manipulation, insecurity, covert contract. Ask yourself this question: is this mine or theirs? Count to 3. Watch what happens. Sign number 2, you live in constant cognitive dissonance. You see truth, but you act polite. That gap, that tension, that's cognitive dissonance. You know someone is lying, you feel it in your bones. But you smile anyway. Because you fear conflict, or worse, rejection. Freud called this repression. You bury instinct to maintain social harmony. But buried instincts don't die, they mutate. They become anxiety, overthinking, emotional burnout. Stop lying to yourself. Say internally what you refuse to say externally. Train micro-honesty. Start small. That felt fake. That was manipulation. You don't need to confront everyone. But you must confront reality, and once you see reality clearly, you'll notice something darker. Sign number 3, you attract manipulators without realizing it. You think you're choosing people. You're not. They're choosing you. Your empathy signals vulnerability. Predators detect it instantly. This is called information asymmetry. They know your nature. You don't know theirs. So they test you. Small lies, subtle guilt, emotional hooks. And you excuse it. Why? Because you see their potential, not their pattern. Stop analyzing who they could be. Track what they consistently do. Patterns don't lie. Set silent boundaries. Withdraw energy. Observe their reaction. That reaction reveals everything. But the deepest trap isn't them. It's what's inside you. Sign number 4, you haven't integrated your shadow. You think you're good. That's your blind spot. You suppress anger, you deny aggression, you avoid confrontation. But your shadow? It's growing. Carl Jung warned, what you resist not only persists, but grows stronger. Your darkness isn't evil. It's power without direction. And right now, it's controlling you indirectly. Passive aggression, emotional withdrawal, silent resentment. Sound familiar? Acknowledge your anger. Study it. Ask yourself, what would I do if I had no fear? Write it down. You don't act on it blindly. You integrate it strategically. Turn rage into precision. And once you integrate your shadow, you'll unlock something most people never will. You see patterns others are blind to. You don't just observe life, you decode it. You predict outcomes. You sense trajectories. You notice cycles repeating in people's lives. This is your strategic advantage. But here's the problem. You don't trust it. You second-guess. You hesitate. And predators? They act. Trust your first read, then verify. Don't ignore patterns. Document them. Ask yourself, what is the long-term trajectory here? Sign number 6. You live in future trajectories, not present moments. You're rarely here. Not fully. Your mind runs simulations. Endings, consequences, outcomes. You don't react, you anticipate. That's strategic intelligence. But it comes at a cost. You miss the present. You overcalculate. Ask yourself this question. When was the last time you felt fully in the moment? Freud described this as tension between instinct and control. You override instinct with prediction. Stop living 10 steps ahead. Anchor yourself. Use this. What is happening right now, not what could happen. Count to 3. Watch what changes. Train presence like a weapon. Because clarity dies in overthinking. Sign number 7. You adapt yourself like a social chameleon. You shift depending on who you're with. Different tone. Different energy. Different version of you. Why? Because you understand people deeply. But here's the truth. You've adapted so much. You've lost your baseline. Who are you when no one is watching? This is advanced social intelligence, but also identity fragmentation. You become what the environment demands. That makes you powerful, but unstable. Define your core. Write this down. What do I believe, even if no one agrees? Stop shifting unconsciously. Start choosing your persona deliberately. You are not a mirror. You are the architect. Sign number 8. You crave deep connection, but reject IT when IT arrives. You want depth. Not surface-level noise. You want someone who sees you, understands you, matches you, but when it happens, you pull back. Why? Because depth exposes you. And exposure feels like vulnerability, and vulnerability feels like risk. Freud would call this defense mechanism activation. You sabotage what you desire. You test people, withdraw, overanalyze. Until they leave. And then you confirm your belief. No one understands me. Stop testing people unconsciously. Start observing consciously. Ask yourself, am I protecting myself or sabotaging connection? Let one interaction go deeper. Without retreat. That's your training ground. Sign number 9. You operate on covert contracts. You give, expecting something in return, but you never say it. This is called a covert contract. I'll understand you, so you understand me. I'll support you, so you stay loyal. But here's the problem. They never agreed. So when they don't meet expectations, you feel hurt, resentful, drained. Ask yourself this question. Did they promise that? Or did you assume it? Kill the contract. Give without expectation. Or state your need clearly. No middle ground. Say this internally. They owe me nothing. Watch how your power returns. Sign number 10. You are built for strategic dominance, not passive existence. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to see, to understand. To predict, to lead silently. But here's the truth. Power doesn't disappear. It turns inward. It becomes anxiety, overthinking, isolation. Freud understood this. Repressed energy always finds expression. The question is, do you control it, or does it control you? Stop shrinking. Start executing. Speak when necessary. Withdraw when strategic. Use your insight like a weapon, not a burden. You are not here to be liked. You are here to be effective. You've felt different your entire life. Now you know why. You read deeper. Think further. See clearer. That's not a curse. That's a strategic advantage. But only if you use it correctly. If you don't, you become the isolated observer, the silent sufferer, the misunderstood mind trapped in its own depth. And the world, it moves on without you. Ask yourself this question. Will you keep analyzing life? Or will you start controlling it? Because once you see the game, you can't unsee it. And once you understand people, you can't go back to ignorance. This is your turning point. Everything you've seen so far, it's not random. It's a system. A psychological operating system most people never access. You have it, but you're using it unconsciously. That's the danger. There are two types of people: those who react, and those who read, those who follow, and those who predict. Those who get used, and those who understand the game. Which one are you? Stop observing life like an outsider. Step into it like a strategist and use your perception. Trust your patterns. Control your energy. And most importantly, stop apologizing for seeing what others refuse to see. If this hit you, subscribe now. Because this level of awareness, it's rare. Pause. Like the video if you've ever felt misunderstood, and comment this below. I see the pattern. Because when you write it, you stop being the observer, and you become the one in control.